Hey, we are live. It's good to have you guys with us tonight, as always. Hey, Sandy at Its Sister Cousin's Life, and Stephanie at Creatively Miss Me with Stephanie. Let me go ahead and give our greeting. That way, as people jump on, I will have already got this intro business out of the way. So it's YouTube Talk on April 26, 2020. Welcome to YouTube Talk with Denise Jordan. On this episode of the Shout Out Sunday Show, I'm asking, what's your next video going to be and why? Then I'll give a few shout outs and updates on open invites and collabs after we talk a little YouTube strategy about our assigned video. But before we get into that, if we're just meeting, I'm Denise Jordan, and I teach women how to grow their influence through YouTube. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then subscribe. And then double tap that little bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And if you've joined us on the replay, welcome. I am sure you'll get good value out of what it is we talk about today. Feel free to go ahead and jump in on the comments and leave questions in the comment section below. And yeah, as for those of you that join me tonight, hey, my sisters, kudos, kudos, kudos. I'm glad to see you, glad to see you, glad to see you. Welcome to those of you who have joined us tonight. So, looks like I've got Darcy from Organizing with Darcy on with us. Hey, Darcy. Hey, Karen Jeter. I already greeted Stephanie. And then My Blessed Nest, her name is Carol. So, Carol from My Blessed Nest, Sandy at Sister Cousins Lifestyle. And then let's see who else. Karen Jeter is with us, as well as this Maynard Mom. This Maynard Mom is one of our newer YouTube sisters. So you guys will have to be sure and greet her, Maynard Mom. Her name is Michelle, and she was invited from My Everyday Wife Life. And you guys know Michelle was one of the ones that got a shout out last week because she had issued us a challenge about 2 or 3 months ago to create a channel trailer, and only a very few of us did it. And then when at Penny's Place and Really Good Living with Lady Phoenix and Catherine in Christ and myself issued you guys the thought about the small YouTubers collab, people created a video less than 5 minutes for that. And so now you need to tweak that and make a channel trailer for Michelle's challenge to all of you. That's what I did, and I'm pretty pleased with it. Could be better, but done is better than perfect. Done is better than perfect. So there's there. So Maynard Mom, what is your name? And hey, Carla Jones from Simply Carla Jones. It's good to have you with us. So now, Maynard Mom, what's your name? Oh, her name is Karen. Let me write that down. Maynard Mom's name is Karen. And Michelle invited her. And then Diva Designing on a Dime is with us as well. So, hey, Kimberly, good to have you with us. And Marilyn is saying, hey, fabulous sisters. So yeah, it's good to have all of you guys with us. So let me give you guys a rundown of what we're going to do today. So first, we'll talk about the video assignment and the best way to get views when starting on YouTube. And the link is already in our description box. And I thought we would start there so that we could get to that in case people had to jump off. And then we'll talk about our upcoming collaboration. So we'll do the two most important pieces first. And then we'll do, I'll give a few shout outs. And then we'll talk about the open invites and collabs. And there's not very many. So if I miss some, you guys can let me know when we get to that section. But if we don't get to it, I will put them in the description box so you guys can always capture those later. And let's see. So before we get into it, what you sipping on? So Karen at Maynard Mom Life and Thrifting Adventures is with us today too. You know what, Thrifting Adventures, it's a good thing you're here with us tonight. You'll see why in a little bit. But I'm glad you're with us tonight. But So for the people that are new, one of the things we always start with is what you're sipping on. So I've got just plain old water tonight. I made cornbread muffins in the video with my grandchildren yesterday. Oh, it was so much fun. So I got to get the video edited. But so we had hamburger vegetable soup and the buttermilk cornbread muffins that I made yesterday for that. And so I think I might have put a little bit too much salt in the soup. So I've been wanting a lot of water. So I've just been drinking water tonight. So Karen at Maynard Mom says she's having water. Carla Jones is just saying hello to everyone. Hey, Carla. And she says she's having water. Maynard Mom's having water. Stephanie's having water. Diva's having water. And then Karen Jeter's having half and half tea. So half tea and half lemonade. And Arnold Palmer, is that what you got? And Carol at My Blessed Nest has water and iced tea combination, I think. And then Cheryl at I Style My Style is on. And Andrea Mason at Queen's Court is saying water as well. So we got lots of people doing water tonight, trying to do the ice water thing, trying to be healthy, which, you know, we all need to do. So there's that. So Marilyn on Fabulous Designs on a Budget says someone is hacking Instagram accounts. If you have a message to follow her, it's not her. They put a 7 on the end of the account. So that's nice to know. Oh, half sweet tea, half unsweet. Oh, I see. So she's trying to dilute that sugar. I get it. Okay. All right. Well, cool beans. Well, let me just say real quick then. And Around the House with Cheryl is on. Hey, Cheryl, it's good to have you with us as well. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started talking about, well, before we do that, let's talk real quick about how things are going on in your area related to the coronavirus and the quarantines we're all under. Let's just do that for about a minute or two, and then we'll get right into our discussion of our video assignment, because I know some people might be needing to talk about that. Oh, Diva says they're also hacking Facebook accounts too. So yeah, so I haven't sent out any friend requests. So if you guys get anything, it's not for me. So as far as how things are going here in Indiana regarding to our shutdown, I think our state might be opening up in another couple of weeks. We'll see. Our death count from coronavirus has been relatively flat, but we got a stay-at-home order relatively early, and most of us have been following that. How are you guys doing out there? Everybody doing okay? Let's talk about that just real briefly, because I know there's just so much despair on the news that sometimes you just don't even want to look at it. I do hope no one's out there trying to take Clorox or Lysol as a disinfectant. I feel like I need to make a video to address just that topic, especially since I heard a couple of people were spraying the Lysol in the air to disinfect the air. So Marilyn, where are you? You're going to open some stores on May 8th, but where are you? So Stephanie, is your mom with you? Stephanie at Creatively Miss Me, is your mom living with you? But yeah, Mickey's banned me from coming over there because my husband went fishing the other day, and then him and a friend are going fishing tomorrow. And I told him he should be staying his little behind in, but he says, oh, we're being safe, we're opposite ends of the vote, blah, 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 blah. He's not paying attention to me. He's home most of the time, but he decided to go fishing. So Mick won't let me come over there anymore. Oh, she lives with your father. Maine says they haven't had a lot of cases, so they're in a stay order. Their economy is supposed to be one of the hardest ones hit, but thank God her husband can work from home. Well, you know, Indiana, we got all those farms, and, you know, like we do a lot of hog farming here in Indiana up toward the southern part of the state. They have a lot of hog farming, so that's been a problem because one of those pork processing plants that had to close, one of those is in Indiana. Okay, Stephanie's talked a little bit about her mom. And Marilyn says that the stores that are going to open up, no mask, no service. So yeah, that makes sense. I agree. No mask, no service. Maryland's in Pittsburgh. And Diva says their numbers are starting to go down. So that's good. Some of the areas, the numbers are continuing to go up, but they're still going to open anyway. I don't understand that piece. But Stephanie says in Houston, they were told they have to wear a mask or they're going to start getting fined on Monday. So I think people need to wear a mask. I mean, you just do need to. All right, people. Well, okay, let's go ahead and get started because it is Sunday. And we want to go ahead and get things started. And since it's starting to be lighter outside longer, people are wanting to get off and get on with their families. So, yeah. And Darcy said they're doing fine, staying home in California. I don't know, Darcy. I've been hearing some stuff about California, about people wanting to go to the beach and all that good stuff. But okay. So, the video that we have assigned for today. Oh, before I do that, I've got 14 people on. If I could get 14 thumbs up, that would be great. Now, Karen at Maynard Mom, what we will typically do on these sessions, we will, like I'll do the greeting, which we just did, and then I'll give the rundown of what we're going to talk about on the show, which I've already done. And I'll ask about what you're sipping on, which we've already done. And then I will either go into the topic of the day, the YouTube strategy we're going to address that day, or something else. But since the invite list is very short for the open invites and collabs that I have is very short. And lately people have had to jump off early. I'm going to give the video assignment and we're going to discuss the video assignment first. And we get a video assignment each week. And it is hoped that you can watch the video before you jump on. But if not, I've already watched it. I've got a few notes and then I'll share those. And then you can watch it later. And then we discuss the video. And that's part of our YouTube strategy. Whatever the video assignment is part of our YouTube strategy. And then I'll give the shout outs. And and then I'll give the shout outs. And then we'll talk about the open invites and collabs. So we're going to start right now with the video assignment, which is best way to get views when starting on YouTube, posted by Benji Travis and Sean Cannell of Video Influencers. Now, what I want you to think about is that title, because that's part of what the video is about. And the video title is Best Way to Get Views When Starting on YouTube. So is that a question that someone might pose? And I think it is. I think someone might actually type into the search bar, what's the best way to get views when just starting on YouTube? So what they did was they answered that question. They took that specific question and they answered it. So when you look at this whole video, and the video was only about 15 minutes, but it's really powerful video. So if you have not watched it, I encourage you to do that. So who's had an opportunity? Well, I'm not going to ask that question, but if you've not watched it, I encourage you to do that because it's a great video. So Heather Torres, who is the Chief Operating Officer for Think Media, which is Sean Cannell's business, which, his flagship is Think Media. His signature course is Video Ranking Academy and Inner Circle and some other stuff. And she was she's their marketing expert on Think Media. So she was the person today on Video Influencers. And she gave 4 tips on this video. And tip number 1 was clarity. Now, ladies, we have talked about this several times about getting clarity or niching down on your channel. And she talked about getting clarity and then knowing specifically who your ideal avatar or who your person is that you're talking to, and then creating videos for that particular person. So let me ask you guys while you're out there kind of listening to me talk, have you found clarity? Have you found clarity on your channel? Like, who are you speaking to? Do you know who that is? So I'll go ahead and give my example first, but then if a few of you can jump in and let me know who you're speaking to. But I want to be the housewife authority on YouTube. So I'm speaking to that homemaker who wants to be a traditional homemaker in a non-traditional world. So in my spiel, I will say, um, I teach traditional homemaking for today's woman. Now, who is that? Well, today's woman could be anyone. Now, my ideal person is going to be that young mom, that young millennial, that maybe 20 to 35-year-old who's just getting started, just got married, just started a home. Maybe they're a single mom. Maybe they just bought their first home and they're just, they're by themselves. But they want to create a traditional home in a non-traditional world. So now what do I mean by a non-traditional world? Well, you know what? It's not 1950 anymore. You don't see most moms staying at home. You see a significant number of moms staying at home with their children, and the partner is out bringing home the bacon. But that's not most of our story. And then we also have those women who are making their own homes. They're an individual, but they need the same kind of homekeeping information that someone with a family of 4 needs. How to set up a routine, how to clean the bathroom, that kind of thing. So they need some of the same kind of information. So I see Tammy Thompson has joined us as well. So again, those are the people that I'm targeting. So when I say I'm teach traditional homemaking for today's woman, I talk about those basics, those simple things like how to clean a bathroom, how to clean a toilet, how to make a meal, how to make cornbread muffins that every homemaker needs to know how to do. So that's who I'm talking to. And when I say a non-traditional world, again, we have so many different women. And I didn't want to say modern woman because whereas every woman is today's woman, they may not like the term modern. I have some families where I have 2 women in the family. Some there's just the one woman in the family. Some there's, a mom and a dad, that kind of thing. So it's like, who are you talking to? So now Stephanie at Thrifting Adventures says she's not sure what audience. She feels every video is focused on different people. So, Stephanie, you're going to have to get some clarity there, I believe. At least that's what Heather says. You're going to need to get some clarity there. And then Marilyn at Fabulous Designs on a Budget says she kind of knows. So Marilyn, who are you talking to? Tell us how you kind of knew. Tell us what that means. And who is your ideal audience? Or are you beginning to change who your audience is now? Because once you've had time to, to play around on YouTube for a little bit, I shouldn't say to play around, to explore, to get your feet wet, then you might say, you know what, I really want to talk to this person. So now Marilyn says her group is 40 to 60. Okay. So, and you talk about creating designs on a budget, and certainly that age group is very interested in budgeting. Okay. Stephanie at Creatively Miss Me says she's working on getting better. Stephanie, who is your target audience? Stephanie at Creatively Miss Me, who is your audience? So we got Stephanie at Thrifting Adventures and Stephanie at Creatively Miss Me. Who was your audience? So Marilyn says she's changing faster and noticing her sub count is growing. Tell me what you're changing to. So Sandy at Sister Cousins Lifestyle says her target audience is the mature woman addressing a wide variety of lifestyle needs. Okay, that makes sense. Now, the mature woman, that means probably a woman that's 45 to 50 or over 50, that kind of thing. So they're at a certain stage of life. Their bodies are changing. Their little birdies are leaving the nest. So they're having a whole different lifestyle shift. So that makes sense. Karen at Maynard Mom says she's talking to discouraged homemakers. She wants to motivate and encourage women caring for their homes. So they have the home skills, but usually including encouraging talk within. Okay. Stephanie says it seems to be women ages 40 to 55 and men 30 to 40. So now, Stephanie, let me ask you that. So now, who are you talking to? Women or men, or are you talking to both? And I tell you why I say that, because twice But most recently, you guys know Mike. There's a Mike that has joined in and joined us on the Sister Circle many Sundays when I was on the other channel. And he would just say, hey, ladies, I'm just here to show support. And he would kind of listen. And every now and then he would leave a comment for us. But he just kind of listens and hangs in there, but always very nice. He was like our honorary brother here in the Sister Circle. Well, he sent me a message yesterday on one of my videos, and it might have been the how to clean the bathroom video. And he said that, well, you know, there's us men that listen to you too, because he kind of put my comment in quotes, that I teach traditional homemaking for today's woman. And I said, well, yeah. And I know there are men out there who need this same information, particularly the young millennial men who are just now creating a home for themselves because they are homemaking men. There are some families where there are two men in a family, and some families where, you know, maybe the mom died or the father for some reason is a single father. So I do know that. But my YouTube mentors have advised us to speak to one person. He said, now you speak to one person. Now that net will catch others that are interested in similar information, but you got to narrow it down so that you kind of know, you know, who you're talking to. So I told him, I said, now, so when I'm saying traditional woman, but I'm talking about, you know, how to wash men's dirty work clothes. And typically it may be a wife that's worried about that. There are going to be men that's doing their own laundry that's worried about the same thing, because my niece's husband does his own laundry. So there's that. So Cheryl at iStyle My Style says her audience is for budget-minded people, 40 to 60-year-old age group. Marilyn says some home decor, but not all over the place. So, okay. And then Karen Jeter says she's trying to target the mom who works outside the home, trying to maintain. I get it. And Diva says her audiences are women and men between the ages of 30 plus. So she's inspiring men, women and men to organize, decorate, and care for their homes on a budget. Okay. And you know, I can see that. And I have thought about my message, you know, a couple of times, like if I should say I teach traditional homemaking for today's homemaker, maybe I should change it to something like that. Traditional homemaking for today's homemaker, because today's homemaker, and I just now processed that while we were talking. So do you see how we help each other? So that's the other thing, Karen, that we do is we talk about things, we process them, and we help each other. So maybe I should just kind of shift my messaging just a little bit. And I should say for today's homemaker. Then that way I include men and women, even though in my mind's eye, I got this 25 to 30-year-old new, you know, young wife and mother, but that will also catch those men in the net that are in the same situation. So yeah. Okay. So yeah, I teach traditional homemaking for today's homemaker. I have to work on that. We'll see. All right. So Tammy, you said you agree. You like the change to today's homemaker instead of like for today's woman, you like to change to today's homemaker? Because that could capture them both. So I'll work on that though. And you know, once you get used to saying a certain thing, it's like stuck on a loop in your head. So it's going to take a little bit to get it out of there. So anyway, so tip number one was clarity, and we need to know who we are talking to. So I guess the other question that I had for you guys was, how can you help them? So now, Jersey, your messaging is clear. You talk about your message says something like you make home organizing easy, and you don't say men or women in it. And so that makes it universal for anyone that's interested in there. So yeah, so that makes sense. So that's why I might have to refocus my message just a teeny bit. And you know, it is a work in progress, because what your messaging is today, you might even refine it even narrower 6 months from now. So Carla says she likes mine where it says for the traditional homemaker, or for today's homemaker. So I think I might be doing that too. Stephanie says most men say they are learning to clean with the home clean series she did. And then she also does organization, decorating, and some cooking. So Stephanie, tell me your messaging. Like when you open your videos, I can't remember right now what it is. I know you say something about today's video was blah, 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 that this is something you want to do, then stick around or something like that. I'm not sure. But Karen says she likes it, so okay. Tammy said you've got to go do laundry. So entryway decor collab this Thursday. The invite video. Entryway decor collab on Thursday. Invite video comes up tomorrow. That's kind of pushing it. Let's see, invite video tomorrow. Virtual dinner party. Hey everyone, just tuning in for the first time. Hey, I can't see that picture very well there, but I'm thinking, is that, tell us your name, virtual dinner party, and welcome. Ladies, we've got someone coming in for the first time named Virtual Dinner Party. I love dinner parties, so that's kind of cool. Boom. Now, I want you guys to see what, oh, wait a minute. I got to get back up to that now. So I see Marilyn at Fabulous Designs on a Budget said, how do you clean a stainless steel sink? I would love a video on that from you. And, you guys know I am totally writing that down. So now, Karen, I want you to see how we do. So she said she wants to see a video on how to clean a stainless steel sink. And cleaning is one of the things that I do. Now, I've got a couple videos out on how to shine my sink, because I follow the Fly Lady cleaning process, but that's not what the title of my video is. My video is how to clean your sink, how to shine your sink, something about the Fly Lady. But how to clean a stainless steel sink is a whole different keyword phrase, and I'm going to do a video on that. Now, I've heard somebody else on there, and I think it was Maynard Mom that says she does cleaning and cooking too. You should probably consider doing the same thing. Now, here's the thing on that too. One of the things that I want us to make sure we all get is that there could be 9 of us that do a video on how to shine your sink. Well, not how to shine your sink because there's a specific process for Fly Lady, but on how to clean your kitchen. Every video is going to be different because one, every woman's kitchen is different, or every person's kitchen is different. The kind of products he or she likes to use is different. And we all have a different way we like to go about it. And we're all individual people. So we're going to emphasize different things. We're going to bring our own skill set to it. So you can certainly have more than one person doing a similar video. So there's that. So, yeah, I'll definitely do a clean stainless sink, how to clean a stainless steel sink video. So I'll definitely be doing that. And let me make sure I got that note. How to clean stainless steel sink. And I'm putting them down in my little notebook so that I can come back to it later. Now I'm going to come back down to Carol just a second, Carol. I want to make sure that I didn't miss something up here. So all right, so Tammy's jumping off. She's telling me about the entryway declare. Virtual dinner party. You have to tell us your name because we like to call each other by name. So tell us who you are and welcome. Ladies, welcome virtual dinner party. And then, oh, it's Scott. I thought it was a guy. I thought the picture looked like a guy, but sometimes the pictures are small and hair could be pulled back and I didn't want to make a mistake. So Scott at virtual dinner party. So welcome, Scott, and welcome to the Sister Circle. You'll be our honorary brother tonight. And, okay. So Stephanie says, if you're in the right place, if you want to make decorating a bit easier on the budget. So yeah, that makes it universal. Okay. And then Scott, and then everyone is greeting Scott. Oh, best oven cleaning method too. Oh, hey, I'm getting all kind of ideas tonight. Best oven cleaning method. And you can't get the glass in the oven as clean as I want. I have that same issue, so I know what you're talking about. Oh, Tammy gave me a suggestion. She says, now that Scott's on, I could ask him about my thought about changing to homemaker. So yes, Scott, this is a question for a guy. So typically in my spiel, my opener, I say that, I'm Denise Jordan and I teach traditional homemaking for today's woman. But several of the men that watch me have kind of chastised me and said, we watch you too. And we're not women. And I get that, but like my mentor says, you need to speak to one person so you can kind of niche down and perfect the message. But so as we were talking, I said, well, maybe I could say I teach traditional homemaking for today's homemaker, which would take in men and women. So what are your thoughts on that, Scott? Just curious. I was kind of processing that and talking about it as we were kind of working through it. So tell me your thoughts on that. And then Nicole Northgarden just joined us. Hey, Nicole, good to have you with us as well. Scott, yes, it's okay to crash. These live streams are public. They're not private. And as long as people are nice, we don't mind. And we usually don't have any problem. Usually most people that jump on are nice. Now, we have had a few that weren't, but most people that jump in are nice. So Nicole's going to be in and out. She's helping kids with their homework. So she can't stay all night, but okay. So people are giving other ideas about what they think. And so I'll leave that alone. That's okay. So Scott says you like the new way. Well, I just started thinking about the new way tonight while we were talking. I mean, you guys helped me process it as we were speaking. So Cheryl has a steam clean oven and not the traditional self-clean. Any tips on that? So I'll have to research that. I will certainly research that. So Scott says keeping it neutral certainly helps. And Nicole says that, no, Carol says she's had good work done on her getting it done challenge. So that's good. And Wendy always busy with us are here. Okay. All right. Okay, so there's that. So I think I kind of caught all those comments. And Carol, did I answer your question? Because you said you had a question. Now, let me go back and find it. Because Carol said there was something that she wanted to address. And I said I'd come back to it. So, Carol, where were you? Okay, so Carol says that ties into something I was going to mention. I updated my about just a tad. We should review it about once in a while to make sure it reflects what we are currently making videos on. Yes, Carol, that is an excellent suggestion that we should review our about pages at least every 3 to 6 months. Well, at least every 6 months, because just in case you've kind of shifted a little, I went in and tweaked my about page because I realized that what it said when I started my channel is not as accurate a reflection as to what I'm doing now. So thank you, Carol, for making that suggestion, that we do need to go in and tweak our about pages just to make sure it's on point with what we're doing now. Okay, so I think there's that. Boy, I'm gonna have to go back through these comments on the chat box. And then My Everyday Wife Life, Michelle is on with us. And she says she's been uploading her video for today since 9:30 and it's not uploaded. Yes, I have had lots of trouble uploading. It just seems like it's taken things forever. I don't know if there's been wait, Thrifting Adventures, don't leave yet. Because I'm going to go ahead and give one of the shout outs early. And one of the people getting a shout out tonight is Stephanie at Thrifting Adventures. She hit her 1,000 subscriber milestone. So everybody give kudos to Stephanie at Thrifting Adventures because she hit the 1,000 subscriber mark. Now, for the new people, I am the only one allowed to say the word subscriber. No one else can. Well, we don't ask for sub to sub or anything like that. But we do give recognition when recognition is due. So way to go, Stephanie at Thrifting Adventures for hitting that 1,000 milestone. And yes, it is a big accomplishment because, you know, once you hit 1,000, then comes 1,500, and then comes on and on and on. So it was good. So Stephanie, you're one of the ones that get a shout out tonight because you are taking care of business and we like it. So there you go. All right, so now let me back up again. So, okay, so we talked about already, we've talked about getting clarity on your message and who you're talking to. And you guys have helped me get a little bit more clarity tonight. So I appreciate that. And right now, for those of you who just jumped on, we're congratulating Stephanie because she got kudos tonight because she just hit her 1,000 subscriber milestone. So tip number 2 had to do with the ASQ formula that Sean Cannell identified in his Video Ranking Academy, of which I'm a member. You guys know I drank the Kool-Aid. I'm a believer. But it's the ASQ, answer specific questions. So did you guys see how excited I was when 2 people gave me 3 specific questions to answer? Those are videos that I need to make. So Thrifting Adventures, Maynard Mom, Scott at virtual dinner parties. What are specific questions that your viewers are asking? And not just them 3, but I'm calling them out because they're new and I kind of want them to see how we do. But so Latanya's here. Hey, Latanya, Inspiring Mealtimes with Latanya just joined us. So how are you? And guys, sometimes if I'm focused and trying to make sure I'm getting the messages out, I'm not looking at the chat box. And so I may miss it when you say jump on and say hello. So if I do, the moderators on there will say hello to you, that kind of thing. And then when I look back over there, I'm like, oh yeah, so-and-so just jumped on. So don't take it as a slight, but sometimes if I'm just kind of focused, I want to get through our material. So yeah. So Shanji is also here. And it's Shanji, let me see. Thank you, Marilyn, for reminding me. I saw a Shanji real quick, and then I turned to my head. Inspiring Mealtime with Latanya. I'm looking forward to finding out what you have to say, Latanya. Well, Shanji, hello. I will find you. Somehow I'm not seeing you in the list. You've kind of moved up. But welcome, Shanji, and welcome, Latanya. It is so nice of you ladies to join us tonight. We've got an honorary brother that jumped on with us tonight. It's Scott at my virtual dinner party. And the question on the table right now is tip number 2 from the video, to answer specific questions. And then what specific questions have you answered for your viewers? So Virtual Dinner Party says he gets people asking him about specific ingredients, and then he makes a video using them. What a good idea. And it's funny that you say that, Scott, because I was going to put a poll on my community tab for the first time. And I was going to say that I've got these 4 different things. I've got it right here in my notes. And I've got chicken. Excuse me. I've got chicken, mushrooms. I think it was potatoes and something else. And I was going to ask my viewers which one of those ingredients they want me to do a video on. So that's a good one. So, okay, so there's that. So Shanji, living life to the fullest. So yes, hi, Shanji, living life to the fullest. Welcome to our sister circle. We are glad to have you with us. And I'm asking the question, how do you answer questions for your viewers? And, you know, if you guys have watched any of Sunny Lenarducci's videos, one of the things that she says, if you want to grow your YouTube channel, teach people something, answer a question that they have. So that's something to think about. And then Heather said, answer specific questions. So Carol at My Blessed Nest says she's thinking of doing a live Q&A on organizing. Would anyone have questions for my live? Do you guys think it's a good idea? I think it's a good idea. Now, Darcy might be able to be a better one to speak to that since she's also into organizing. And as a suggestion, I think, Carol, since you do organizing and Darcy does organizing, and maybe the two of you need to chat and, who knows, form some kind of a collaboration. But there's that. But so how do you get the questions to answer? Let's see. Shandy said, you hope you didn't miss saying hello to anyone. Don't worry about it. We don't do drama over here. We are all very supportive. We support one another. We help each other grow. The philosophy here on the Sister Circle is I can be beautiful and you can be beautiful. And your beauty does not detract from me. So we can all rise together. And that's what we hope to do. We can all rise together. And Scott, you can be handsome. Okay, so now Cheryl at I Style My Style says she gets questions on where she buys things in her pink color. Those are videos, Cheryl. So you might talk about your 3 favorite stores for home decor, or your 3 favorite stores for paint color, or your paint color for your living room is like when I did my bedroom, one of my walls, the accent wall is First Light, which is that pinkish color. That's the color of the month for Sherwin-Williams. And so you could do like a video about that. You could do those kinds of things. Stephanie said she was asked about eyeshadow. What eyeshadow she uses. So she made a video showing her makeup. Stephanie, okay, that works. Now my question is that on brand? I'm just asking. So now, is that on brand? So there's that. Yeah, Latoya, the replay was bad. Oh, I missed something. I kind of. Oh no, I don't want it to buffer. I don't know what's happened, but the last couple of weeks it started buffering, and I don't know why. I'm gonna have my husband call our internet provider and find out what's going on, because we just started having that problem. Oh, excuse me, I snorted. I'm sorry. Virtual Dinner Party has done Q&A on live streams so people can ask questions. I've done a few of those, not only a couple live stream Q&As, but they turn out very nice because people are asking questions, you answer, you get to vibing with the person, with the viewers. They can be very, very nice. So yeah, I think, Carol, that could be a good video. A good live stream for you to do. Cheryl says she needs good beef recipes, not roast beef. They're tired of roast beef, but can I do a video on that? You want a beef recipe, but not roast beef. Beef like round steak? Beef like stewing beef? What kind of beef recipe? I'm going to get it on my list. Beef recipes. I got some beef. So Carol and Darcy, Marilyn's just full of ideas tonight. Her video is how to let go of clutter. And I think that certainly falls under the purview of not only people that clean, but people that organize as well. So that's something to think about. And so now Carol's talking to Scott. I'll leave that alone. And so Stephanie says it is her channel's on decorating, tablescapes, thrifting, organization, DIYs, and shop for bargains, and she does a little makeup. Okay. If that's working for you, then like my husband says, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It just seems like makeup is a little out there for you in terms of what you normally talk about. However, I can certainly see where you could say, as a one-off video, I've had lots of questions about my my makeup that I'm wearing. So I thought I would do a video where I shared it. But I don't know if I would do a makeup video often because it really doesn't seem like it fits your value proposition. But certainly if you're getting questions about it, then answer them. One video should answer them for that, and then go on to your mostly target market. Carol Karen at Maynard Mom says she was asked how she balances homeschooling for her kids, giving them their attention, and she did a video on that, but she doesn't get a lot of questions, maybe because she's still small. No. What I realized, Karen, and it took me a while to get this, and I have to tell you what, oh my gosh, you guys, we were on a live session with Sean Cannell and Heather Torres, Heather, who's in the video that we were looking at tonight. And we were talking about this very topic about questions, how to answer questions from your viewers. And I was like, well, where am I going to get the questions from? How do I know what question to ask? I mean, I could have smacked myself. I was whining. So, and she says, Denise, she says, just look at your comment section, look at what your videos are asking and answer those. And I'm thinking, well, my viewers don't ask any questions. When I went back and looked, my viewers actually ask a lot of questions, but I didn't realize or look at them as questions. Now, let me give you an example. So one example was I had done a video on how to get your towels soft and fluffy. So I talked about what to use in the wash, that kind of thing. And someone who had watched that video said, yeah, she likes blah, 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 blah. But right now she's trying to get coconut oil stains out of cloths that she uses to remove her makeup. So I just wrote her back an answer and said, oh, well, just do blah, 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 blah. It was like months later, after I had that conversation with Heather, that I realized, oh, that was a question. That was a video topic. So sometimes the questions I get, I don't think of them as questions, or I got a question about, I don't know, like, I'm trying to think of it, something in the laundry lab about something that I was doing. And I would normally, when I would get the question, I would just answer it, just like we're chatting here and someone is asking about like where I get questions from, and I would just tell you that. Well, that could be a video, like how to find questions. So let's see. Let me back up for a second. I'm missing some stuff now. So, okay. So Karen, go back and look at when you did your videos, what kind of comments did your viewers make? And even if they weren't questions, were they sort of questions? And the other way to look at that is go and look at your competitors' channels. For example, like I love Clean My Space. Now, Melissa Mecker is nowhere near my competitor, or I should say I am nowhere near a competitor of hers, because that girl is blowing up big time. She's doing it. But we're in the same space. I like to do cleaning. She does cleaning. So I love to watch her videos. Well, when I watch her videos and a person asks her a question about cleaning, we're like, hey, that's the same question my viewers want to know. So when you're talking about homeschooling for 4 children and people don't ask a question, but then you watch one of your competitors or one of the people that you know in your same niche and they get a question, that same question is for you. So take that question and make a video on it. Okay, so now I'm missing stuff. So now, Marilyn was asking Stephanie about maybe a second channel. And you know, guys, a second channel is a lot of work, as I know right now, because this is my second channel. But you might notice I don't put a lot of work into this channel. When I created those videos about how to create a playlist and how to add to a playlist and all those took me over a week to put together. Those are work. I don't do that every week for this channel, because I created this channel so that we could connect to discuss this kind of stuff, and get it off of my regular channel. Because remember, Sean said, don't create a video that your subscribers didn't ask for. Now, out of the 20,000 subscribers that I have, probably only about 100 of them wanted this YouTube stuff. So I took it off the channel and brought it over here. Now, did I lose some viewership and time and watch time and all of that by making that move? Yes. But you know what it is what it is. Okay. All right, so now Nicole Northgarden says she gets a lot of questions about organizing, but she doesn't really answer them. It seems like one more thing and probably not good practice. Well, Nicole, here's the thing. Is your channel about organizing? I got the impression that your channel is more about thrifting and thrifting with vintage items and how you use those vintage items in your home. So if organizing, maybe if you approach it from how you organize with those items or how you use those or incorporate those items into your home, that could make sense. So I don't know, but if they're asking questions about it, that could be something you need to consider addressing. Marilyn, you started a second channel on what? You said you haven't added one yet. And Mary at Rocky Mountain Gardens, welcome, welcome, welcome. Mary, the question is this. Well, right now we're asking the question about what questions from your viewers do you answer and where do you find the questions from your viewers? So we were talking about that. And so one of them can be in the comment section, or you can actually ask a question. The DIY Mommy is a master at asking her viewers what they want to see. On her community tab, she'll put up a post almost every other day. I'm thinking about making a video on this, this, and this. What do you want to see? And then they'll vote, and then she'll make the video about whatever it is that they vote on. The other thing, Mary at Rocky Mountain Gardens, you want to be thinking about is our upcoming collaboration on the quarantine cooking and whether or not you want to participate in it. And we'll be getting to that in a minute, but I just wanted you to have it in your head. So now LaTanya says you can look at other channels that are similar, yes, that are similar to yours and see what questions people ask them and then you answer them, yes. So the thing here is that you are being of service. So Karen at Maynard Mom and as LaTanya says, and as I suggested earlier, look at the channels of your competitors or people that you're just in the same niche. So I will look at Faith and Flower, and I'll see what kind of questions people ask her. I'll look at Melissa Maker on Claim My Space. I look at Inspired by Nikki and the different kind of questions people ask her about her cleaning. And then I'll choose to answer some of those questions that make sense for me. So there's that. Okay. All right. So Penny's Place. Hey, Penny. Good to see you. So Mary, though, the thing is not just necessarily to ask more questions. That's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about asking questions to get engagement in the comment box. That's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about answering questions to get more views, answering questions to increase your subscribership. So to be of service to your viewers. For example, a couple people have made suggestions about things that they would like to know the answer to. How to clean a stainless steel sink, how to clean a steam oven, different things like that. So those are videos that I'm going to make. I'm going to have to do some research on some of them, but I'm going to make that. And so the same thing goes for those of you who are in the various niches. That's what you want to consider doing. And Mary, we've got Scott from Virtual Dinner Party visiting us tonight. We've got Karen from Maynard Mom with us tonight. And Shanji is with us tonight, as well as LaTanya. So we've got 4 new people on with us tonight. So that's kind of cool. All right. So there's that. I am dry tonight. All right. So there's that. So we looked at tip number 1, which was clarity, making sure you niche down. Tip number 2 was answer specific questions, the ASQ formula, answer specific questions. And if they're not asking a question, then visit one of your competitors or someone in your similar niche and collect questions from them, like kind of write down the questions that other people are asking. Stephanie says she's trying to get her view count up. If you guys have any ideas, you can be sure to jump in and share them with her. Ordine says Shanji is her new friend. Okay, well then, did you invite her to join us, Ordine? Well, I'm glad you did, so thank you for that. So now this is the thing, you guys. Now this is going to blow your mind. Well, maybe not. Some of you may already know. But if you guys remember Mary from Mary's Nest, and she jumps in with us from time to time on Sunday, but now she's usually premiering the video on Sunday at 7. So she doesn't jump in with us very often. But when you look at the video, if you've not already seen it, Mary is one of the YouTubers that is featured in that video. So, oh, Marilyn invited her. Okay, well, great. Thank you, Marilyn, for inviting her. So anyway, Mary from Mary's Nest, as you guys know, is one of my good friends on YouTube. And she started, about a year ago, I'm thinking maybe a little over a year ago. And she jumped in with us here at the Sister Circle when I was on the other channel every now and then. And so when Heather did the video segment about answering specific questions, she used Mary's Nest as one of the examples, and Mary now has over 140,000 subscribers on her channel. Girlfriend is blowing up. And how is she doing it? She is following this answer specific questions formula. Her viewers are always asking questions about how to make bone broth, how to make chicken bone broth, beef bone broth, how to make sourdough starter, how to make sourdough bread, how to make bread that's no need, how to make bread with this, that, and the other, and all kinds of things. And she answers those questions. And her thing is something about the modern pioneer. She makes nutrient-dense food for the modern pioneer or something like that. But she makes food like the pioneers used to make it. Like they didn't run to Kroger's and pick up something. They had to make everything themselves from scratch. That's what she does on her channel. And she's got over 140,000 subscribers. Now, her niche is very narrow. Very narrow. Because there's not a lot of people that want to learn how to make their own yogurt or how to make their own vinegar or how to make their own bone broth. But there's enough of them out there that her channel has blown up. So kudos to Mary for doing that. And just remember, she started out, she only had about 10,000 subscribers when she first came on with us a few times. But she followed that model. And if the model works, try it. So Mary at Rocky Mountain Gardens, take a look at, so let me just suggest that everyone take a look at Mary's channel. No, don't take a look. Examine Mary's channel. There's a difference between taking a look and examining it. So examine Mary's channel. Look at what her about page says so you know what her value proposition is. And then look at her titles of her videos and look at what all the different videos are about. Now, here's something kind of funny. She said she did a video series on water bath canning, which I enjoy water bath canning. I like to make jams and jellies and those kinds of things, which you can do with water bath canning. She said she did a series on water bath canning and she lost a lot of subscribers. Her people said, look, that's not what we're here to see and that's not what we want to see. So she didn't make any more videos about water bath canning. She still has a series on her channel, but she doesn't make any more videos about that. Her name is Mary at Mary's Nest. So Ordine, I'll type it in there. So if you just kind of examine it and just follow the model. And she tells me that all the time. She said, Denise, just follow the model. So if the model works, follow the model. So answer a specific question. And she's answering the questions that her viewers are asking for. So it's working. So there's that. And the other question that Heather asked was, how many questions have you asked the YouTube search bar? Like, how many questions have you typed into that YouTube search bar searching for something? I thought, gosh, if I would do a video about everything that I typed into that YouTube search bar to look for, I'd have a whole bunch of videos because I'm always asking the YouTube search bar how to find something. So that's just something to think about. And then the other question is, what are others doing in your niche? Also, Karen at Life on Greenwood Lane, Karen says this is our other Karen with a C. She said she follows Mary and it has great content. And yes, she does. Oh, Susan at Escapes. Well, hello. I think we've got another new person with us today. Susan is new. So welcome, Susan at Escapes. I'm wondering who invited you today, or did you just find us? Well, regardless, welcome. So Ordine says, you asked how to lower your high blood pressure. You know, Ordine, are you asking me that question? Because I have to tell you, you guys are gonna laugh at this. I try not to talk about healthcare stuff, but every now and then it's like I'm called to do it. But so that's not something that I would normally talk about now. Before I niche down, I might have addressed that, but I'll put it on the list and we'll see. We'll see. But it's certain I can certainly see that that might be something that could be addressed. Okay. So, Susan, what we're doing right now is we're talking about answering specific questions that our viewers ask in a way to increase our viewers and our subscribers, to increase our subscriber count. So, Stephanie, you were saying you're trying to increase your count, and what's a way to do it? I'm thinking answering questions like that could be a good way to do that. So you asked YouTube last night. Oh, how to lower your blood pressure. Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, I'm always asking YouTube questions. So I'm thinking, Ordine, that that's probably not a video you want to make since it's not something that's in your wheelhouse. And since I'm trying not to do too much healthcare stuff, I'm trying not to make that kind of video. We'll see if that happens or not. But okay, so let's see. Did I get all of the notes on that? All right. And then what are other people doing in your, Ordine, we're going to have a talk. Yeah. Guys, excuse me for snorting. I'm just been real nasally these past couple of days. So, okay. So, okay, Susan said she replies to everyone who posts a question on her channel. And guys or ladies, that's what I was doing. I would reply to the question. But Susan, here's the thing. Those questions that you respond to, those questions are a video. If they're asking you a question and you just type in the answer, you could also create a video around that question. So I'm not saying don't answer the question, answer it, but then create a video, because just like they asked that question, there's going to be 200 other people that have that same question. So Ordine, we're going to need to have a talk. Yeah, we'll have to have a talk. I'll send you an email and then we can chat. And then Lady Phoenix from Really Good Living just joined us. So, hey, Lady Phoenix, good to have you with us today. Oh, you're welcome. Actually, this is a dress. Here, I'll stand up and let you see it. This is actually a dress. I've got 4 of them in different colors. And it's what I call my house dress. It's like, I want to be presentable. And when I'm doing some different work, particularly if I'm doing some cleaning or something or cooking, and I'm moving around and you can see me from the back from time to time, I put on a dress like this over my apron just so that I can be a little bit more modest. I tell you, you guys are going to laugh at this, but I know there's a guy watching one of my videos and he left me a comment that just said, "You thick." And I was like, who would say that to someone? Number one. But number two, you don't say that to a lady. And I'm like, I told my husband that. He was like, what? I'm like, just settle down. It was only on there one time. But so anyway, so I'm trying to be more modest when I'm doing some things on video. So thank you guys for telling me how adorable that I look. So thank you very much. Hot mommy, I don't know. Well, I don't know about that, but I was like, what? So anyway, so there's that. So, okay, so we've got that taken care of. Oh, so here was my question. You guys can give me your thoughts on this. But I've got beans, potatoes, a chicken, and mushrooms. And so my question is going to be, what kind of video which one of them items do you want me to do a video about? The beans, the potatoes, the chicken, or the mushrooms? Yeah, Ordine. Like I said, Ordine, email me and we can talk, okay? My email is in the description box. So email me and we can talk. So some people say mushrooms. Okay. Beans. I got mushrooms and beans. Okay. All right. So tip number 3 was title tags and thumbnails. And you guys know we have talked about titles, tags, and thumbnails several times, but I really like the way she approached it in the video. So if you have not seen the video, really, you do need to look at it. And she talked about how important that the titles were. And if you look at how they create the titles in their video influencer videos, they just make so much sense. It's almost like they took the question and created a title with that. And if you look at the titles in Mary's Nest, you know, it's like she created the title from a question. Looks like people want to see everything. I'm getting scattered answers all over the place. Okay. So now, Really Good Living is saying Diva's videos have got her hooked. And guys, you know, Diva, one of her latest videos that I saw was like under 3 minutes. And it was so cute, just real quick, short, to the point. It was very interesting. So yes, Stephanie, you've been working on your titles and you changed up your thumbnails. I can tell. We talked about that here on the channel, how we had seen the difference in some of the things you were doing. So we were enjoying that as well. All right. So anyway, so titles, tags, and thumbnails. Remembering that your titles, your tags, and your thumbnails work together. You don't want to repeat the same words on your thumbnail that you have in your title. You want to try to make them work together, not repeat each other. And they were saying that tags are really important if you're new, because YouTube doesn't know what your channel's about. So you need the tag so they can get to know what your channel's about. And then they're not as important as your channel grows and grows and grows, but the tag should go along with your title and your thumbnail. And here was the thing that I thought was huge when he talked about your tags tell you what to focus on in the video, what words to use in your video, and how you focus even your B-roll. So when we talk about our collaboration, Quarantine Cooking at Home with Me, those are our title, and those are also going to be our tags. And we want to make sure we are saying those words in our videos, because remember, you want to say the tags, some of those keyword phrases in your video. Say those actual words in your video. Like I might say, so I've been asked questions. No, how did I start that? I've had lots of questions about what's in my laundry pantry. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what's in my laundry pantry, or something like that. Or I might be talking about, in this video, I'm going to make buttermilk pancakes. They're going to be the best and easiest buttermilk pancakes in the whole wide world. So I've said buttermilk pancakes twice in those first 2 opening sentences. So those are my keyword phrases, buttermilk pancakes, and I'm using those in what I say, because remember, YouTube is listening. So, okay, Lady Phoenix said she gets really lazy, and yeah, you can't get lazy on that. That's part of the work you've got to do. So there's that. And then again, you can make your title almost like your question. And they talked about using power words in your title. Best 15 bean soup, easy buttermilk pancake recipe, best sourdough starter, ultimate clean with me routine, that kind of thing. So do you see how you use those power words to kind of emphasize what's going on with your title or your tags or whatever? Does anybody have any questions about that? I know I'm kind of going through that kind of fast, but Karen, are you with us on that? So we've got Scott, Karen, Shanji, and Scott, Karen, Shanji, and there was someone else. I just missed them. That was new with us tonight. Susan, I think. So is everybody with me? So there's a good website called Radio Tags. You could put in the title and it gives you suggestions. Okay. So Scott's given us a website called Railway Tags. I'll write that down. Is it a free site, Scott? So now Susan at Escape says that whenever she creates a thumbnail that says top 5 or top 10, she gets more views. And that's the power of numbers. There's a power of numbers in your video. So for example, in the video that's assigned tonight, how to get views on YouTube, 4 tips. Favorite laundry products, top 5, or something like that. So yes, rapid tags. Rapid tags. Okay, I'm going to check that out. It's free. Okay. So Karen says she needs to work on saying those keywords. She never feels confident with tags. You guys, it is just so important. We've seen a couple videos on that where where it talks about saying the words in the video, in the first 2 or 3 lines, and then you can repeat them later on, but definitely in the first 2 or 3 lines in your video. How to make homemade disinfectant according to CDC guidelines. How to make your own hand sanitizer according to CDC guidelines. And then in the video, I will say, in this video, I'm going to tell you how to make homemade sanitizer according to CDC guidelines. Or in this video, I'm going to show you how to make your own homemade disinfectant according to CDC guidelines. So what you want to do is say it and then use it. All right, so there's that. Okay. All right, and then the last question, or the last tip, was the 50-50 rule. And this is the one that I'm terrible at. And the 50-50 rule is to spend 50% of the time that you took to create the video in promoting the video. So let me just ask you guys, how many of you spend time promoting your videos? Because I know I don't. I create the video. When I'm done, I'm done. I move on to the next video. I feel like I don't have time to do that. But I guess in retrospect, it's like, how do I not have time to do that? So I spent part of the day trying to create a Facebook video that complements my laundry pantry video. Because, my laundry pantry video was like 25 minutes. Well, you can't put a 25-minute video on Facebook. So I had to tweak that down. So Stephanie says she uses Later to promote her videos. What is Later, Stephanie? I'm not familiar with that. So Midlife and Nailing It. And Midlife, I forgot your name. Tell me what it is. But she says she does Instagram for hers. Oh, you're welcome, Lady Phoenix. So Mary says she does Instagram and on her community tab. I'll put a note on the community tab. That's usually all I do. But I'm going to try to do more. Midlife and Nailing It is Leslie. That's it. Midlife is Leslie. Yeah. And then Diva says she does Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You're doing things the right way. I mean, you're doing what you're supposed to do. I don't know. I just feel like by the time I get done with creating a video and getting it uploaded and do all that stuff, I'm tired. But you're right. I need to do more. So I'm going to try. Ordine says her son promotes hers. Leslie said that she uses Linktree in her bio and Instagram. So, okay. So I'm terrible at that. But I worked I created a video trailer for our quarantine cooking collaboration. And so then I created one for YouTube. No, one for Instagram and Twitter. Haven't uploaded them yet, but yes, Carol. So Carol, you can get your you will get your community tab. YouTube will automatically give it to you once you reach that milestone. So all you have to do is just look, it'll just appear. So yeah, so I have to work on that. So we'll see. I'm going to try. I'm going to put it on my calendar, put it in my planner. And if I write it down, maybe that'll help me actually get to it. So what's your next video that you need to do? So that's the question on the table. What's your next video that you need to do? What's the next one that you need to get done? Like, what's your next most important video? Susan, you said I've given you an idea. What's your idea, Susan? Let us know. We want to hear. So, yeah. What's your new ideas? So your cooking collab. Okay. So Leslie at Midlife and Nailing says her next video is going to be the one with our cooking collab. So, okay. Susan said she's a travel agent and travels all the time except for now. So Susan, you might be thinking about, well, when we get back out there, what are some suggestions you have for people that are going to be traveling in the future? What are things they need to be getting ready for? Nicole says you have a lot of collabs this week. What are they, Nicole? I haven't seen a lot of them on the list. So Really Good Living has her Timeless Elegance collab May 1st. Now, see, Lady Phoenix, I never saw that invitation. I never saw that. I missed that one, so I'm sorry. Stephanie's to organize her dessert dishes. Ordine's doing a challenge with the Thrift Queen. And Nicole has to do a vlog because she's got people that like to watch them. Okay. Then, yeah, you got to do one. So Susan at Escapes is going to do armchair quarantine travel. That sounds like a lot of fun. So, yeah, go kind of can travel to different places. So Cheryl at I Style My Style, she was going to participate in the cooking challenge, but not sure since it's not on brand. And then Mary's doing the Get It Done collab with Nicole. Okay. So, and then Cheryl says her next one is for collab. Let's talk about the Sister Circle quarantine cooking collaboration. Let's talk about that one. Oh, the one box challenge with Rachel is on Wednesday, and then Nicole's going to do the Sister Circle. She's going to put that video out on Thursday, and a Get It Done challenge on Friday, and then Carol's thrift collab on Sunday. Wow, she's going to be busy. Yes, Karen at Mater Mom, we have heard of the channel Sweet and Simple Home. We know the one box challenge is on the 29th, and we've got that on the list. I'll be mentioning those challenges at the very end of this, when we get to that part of the show. Oh, okay. So Lady Phoenix is just bringing it back, and so you're letting us know about it now. So yes, several of us are going to be doing the one box challenge. Most people do it all the time. Okay, now let's talk about the Sister Circle's quarantine cooking collaboration. So I've done a series trailer where I tried to make it fairly generic, inviting people to join the Sister Circle for quarantine cooking, hashtag at home with me. And that's the name of our collaboration. Why? Because quarantine cooking is trending on YouTube. It gets lots of searches per month. So that's why we picked quarantine cooking. And then the hashtag at home with me is also trending. So that's why we've got the title. And we're going to be doing a series of 4 videos starting next week on Wednesday. They're going to be uploaded every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And Kenya at Kenya's Decor Corner has already created the playlist. And that'll come out, I guess, on the 29th when the video goes up. Make sure you're using the hashtag, and I'll type it in here. So that you can get, in case for some reason or another you can't get your video into the playlist, we can find it if you use the hashtag. So now, and Lady Phoenix says she wishes she could join the cooking, but she doesn't consider herself a great cook. Marilyn's got 3 of her videos done already. I've got 3 of mine done too. I just got to get them edited. And Mary at Rocky Mountain Gardens is going to plan to do at least one of the quarantine cooking. So Diva says, is this close to the Sister Circle? Yes, it is. This particular collaboration is just for the ladies here in the Sister Circle. So if you're not in the Sister Circle, You're not allowed to do that. So this is to help assist people in the sister circle grow. So now let's talk about that. When you film your video, you want to make sure you use the words quarantine cooking at home with me in your introduction, and say it at least one other time, maybe before you close. So in this, I don't know how you want to do it, but somehow in your introduction, you need to say, well, maybe not in the intro, but somewhere in the first 2 minutes of your video, you need to say quarantine cooking at home with me. And then in your closing, say it again, quarantine cooking at home with me. And then put that in your description box. Yes, Karen, it starts on this coming Wednesday will be the first video in the series. Now, let's say you want to participate and you can't get your video done on Wednesday, then you can, pop it in on Thursday. That's not a problem. But yeah, it starts this Wednesday. Hey, Maria, good you were able to join us. So what questions do you guys have about our collaboration? Let's talk about that. You guys are going to crack up when you see mine. So what questions do you guys have about the collaboration? So Marilyn's got hers done. She's just got to add her thumbnails. I've got my first one done and edited, and I've got it uploaded, and it's deployed to premiere at 7 p.m. on that day. How long should the video be? Well, as Sean Cannell says, as long as it needs to be. As long as it needs to be, but as short as it can be. So I'm going to leave that up to you as to how long or short it is. But we're bringing the best in quarantine cooking on YouTube. And that's what I tried to share in my channel, in my series teaser about that. How'd you guys like that? The videos that Kenya and I did to introduce the series to the public. What'd you guys think? Let's talk about that. So when I worked on my video, on my invitation to the series teaser, invitation to watch the series, I kind of wanted to do when a new program is coming on TV, and so you'll see a little trailer about what's going to happen and kind of makes you look forward to coming to see it. That's what I wanted to do. That's kind of what we were thinking about doing. So Stephanie says she enjoyed both of them. Well, good. So Karen says, do I say it's a collab with the Sister Circle, or should I be mentioning a certain channel? It's a collab with the Sister Circle. So you can say it's a collab with, Denise, this and that with Denise Jordan, Kenya's Decor Corner, and the ladies of the Sister Circle, because Kenya and I are kind of spearheading it, but it's from the Sister Circle. Yeah, it's from the Sister Circle. Other comments or thoughts? Now, I think it was Cheryl from I Style My Style. So you were saying this isn't on brand, and I understand if it's not on your brand, it doesn't make sense for you to do it. But if you can figure out how to make it work on brand, then fine. Like, for example, for the people that do DIY, like Wendy Always Busy does DIY stuff. So, and I was trying to think, so if you do DIY, how can you make a cooking collab work for you? Well, the one problem with quarantine cooking is that if you're cooking from your freezer, your fridge, or your pantry, maybe you're out of stuff. For example, when I did the buttermilk corn muffins with the video with my grandchildren yesterday, one of the families two of the families didn't have buttermilk. So I had to show them how to put lemon juice in regular milk to make buttermilk. So that's a DIY. So if you're doing a video, you could, let's say you were going to make buttermilk pancakes. And you say, so you're doing a DIY project, which is create your own buttermilk for this recipe. Oh, Maynard Mom, you're good. You're good. So all we're going to do now is finish talking about our collaboration, and then I'm going to give the shout outs and the updates on the open collab. So yeah, check in on the replay. And it was nice to have you. So other questions about the collaborations, ladies? And Maynard Mom's name is Karen. So now we've got two Karens, but they're spelled differently. Okay, so any other questions about our, and then who all is going to participate? Because what I thought I would do would be to list the names of the people who are going to participate if I know ahead of time. Like in the series trailer that I put out, I put the names of the ones that have put last week and in that video that they were definitely going to do it. So if there's someone on tonight that's definitely going to do it, I can go back and list their names in there. So, and then Mary said she's going to do one. Okay, so Lady Phoenix is not going to cook. Stephanie, I knew you were, so I had yours. Oh, Sandy, sister cousins, I didn't have you. So I'll go back in and I'll put those, Shanji, I'll go back and put those names in the, and Inspiring Mealtimes. Carla Jones, I think I had yours. Well, okay, so Penny's Place said buttermilk, vinegar, and milk. That's new for her. Well, Penny, if you don't have buttermilk and you need buttermilk, then you can curdle regular milk by adding, you put 1 tablespoon of lemon juice or 1 tablespoon of vinegar in a cup, and then fill the cup to the 1 cup mark with regular milk. Let it sit 5 minutes and it'll curdle and thicken. And now you've got sour milk to replace the buttermilk that you don't have. So it's a DIY. It's a science thing. It's part of the science of the art and science of homemaking. So Cheryl says, do we have to do all 4? If it's not, she'll DIY one. No, you don't have to do all 4. You don't have to do any. You don't have to do any if you don't want to. But if you choose to participate, do as many as you like. This particular collaboration is meant to help each of us grow, because Kenya and I were talking and we thought this would be great for the circle, thinking that it could certainly help many of us to grow our channels and get more subscribers and more viewers. Oh, Ordine, okay. So, but if you want to do it, you can. So Cheryl, I'm thinking your channel is usually about style and design. So if you were trying to figure out how to make it work, ladies, how can Cheryl make this work? I'm not sure. Maybe you've got, I don't know, some kind of new bowl, I don't know. Maybe you've got some vintage style, vintage style, modern style, contemporary style bowls in your kitchen, or some kind of new something in your kitchen that you might want to share. Like when Nicole Northgarden did a collaboration with some other ladies, they did a vintage style recipe collab, and they used vintage style equipment in making their recipes, and maybe they wore vintage style clothing, different things like that. So Cheryl, just think about it. And if it makes sense, do it. If it doesn't make sense, then just support by watching, commenting, and liking. There is no pressure here. There is no pressure. This is only if it makes sense for you and your channel. And then Penny, it's 4 weeks. And yes, it's cooking because it's quarantine cooking at home with me. And so many people are out of things. Yes, so it can be simple cooking. You don't have to do anything. You get to decide. It's your quarantine kitchen. So what are you cooking from your quarantine kitchen? And so Nicole says she's doing vintage recipes for her Sister Circle video. So yeah. And like I said, so like iStyle, you look at what Nicole Northgarden said. She says she's doing vintage recipes for her Sister Circle videos because vintage is her style. That's the kind of things that she likes. So she's doing vintage recipes. So I style my style. Maybe you like contemporary, or maybe you like 60s or 80s. I don't know. But whatever your style is, do something related to whatever you're cooking with some, I don't know, maybe you get a new apron. And so you want to show off your new apron. And so now you're cooking to show that, I don't know, just something fun. And then Ordine, you can cook whatever you want. You can bake cakes, you can bake muffins, whatever you do in your quarantine kitchen. Whatever you want is fine. So Penny said she found out it was hard to find rice yesterday. I told you guys a month ago rice was going to be on a shortage. I stocked up on rice a month ago. I got plenty of rice. So Latanya says maybe Cheryl could do a quarantine tablescape. I don't know what a quarantine tablescape would look like because you already got the stuff at home for that. But a movie night, and she could decorate the table because a lot of people are watching movies as a family. Now that's a thought. You know, that is a thought, you know, as far as, you know, movie night or something like that. So in my quarantine kitchen, my daughter and her family do that. They have movie night every Friday night. And so maybe she does something related to that. So Virtual Dinner Party said he has a giant bag of rice he bought last month. I bought rice. We have a huge Asian community here in our city. And one of the ladies who was in the Asian community is a friend of the CVS manager where I go. And she told her that there was going to be a lot of people, that there was going to be a run on rice because the Asian community was going to buy a lot of rice because, you know, they were concerned that there might be a shortage. This is right after some of the shortages and different things that went on in Wuhan, China. So it was like they started stocking up right away. Well, when she told me that, I went to Kroger the next day and I was happy to talk to the stockman. And I said, I'm going to pick up some rice while I'm here. He said, I hope you can find some because we got cleaned out yesterday. Well, they had restocked, so I found rice. But rice is one of those things that's hard to find because a lot of people eat it. So Ordine found some yesterday at the Dollar General. So if, let's say, Ordine, that you normally have a recipe that you make with rice and you can't find rice, well, what are you going to sub it out with? That's part of your quarantine kitchen. Or maybe you normally use potatoes in something, but all you've got is rice. And so you're going to do that. Okay, quarantine movie snacks. Oh, great idea. Quarantine movie snacks. Wendy bought a 25-pound bag of rice from Sam's Club. Way to go, Wendy. Yeah, that's what you need to do. Good night, Ordine. So Penny's Place is going to check tomorrow. Yeah, quarantine movie snacks. That's a great idea. All right. So we've got some good ideas percolating there. Now, let me just say this too while I'm out here. In a virtual dinner party, you know, you're here with us tonight. So if you want to jump in on this collaboration with us, you are welcome to do that. I just forgot my train of thought. What was that going to be? Oh, so I just want to remind everyone, though, that when we put these kind of challenges out there to the group as a whole, it's for you to do it or not do it as it makes sense for your YouTube strategy. This is part of the YouTube strategy that we're putting out there to help our channels to grow. If it doesn't make sense for your channel, then don't even think about it. And there's no drama if you don't. We just expect you to watch, like, and comment, and you can support us in that way as well. So, so there's that. All right. So I mean, look at my notes here. I got stuff written all over the page where I took notes from things you guys said tonight about what I'm going to do. Now, Susan at Escapes, tell me, so now how are things going with you? What are you gonna jump in? What do you plan to do? What are you making videos about right now since, you know, people aren't doing much traveling? There's probably still things they need to do. Like if they're planning on going somewhere in September or October, particularly out of town? Do they need to be working on passports and that kind of thing now? Oh, Scott, well, I'm glad you have. Okay, let me make sure I got everything. Okay, so we've gotten through the challenge. So the last things that I have to talk about, let's give the shout outs before everybody jumps off, because we got some good shout outs tonight. So tonight's Nicole Northgarden, are you still here? I hope so. Because one of the shout outs tonight go to Nicole at Nicole Northgarden. So Nicole, I hope you're not gone yet. Yep. So Nicole from Nicole Northgarden, she gets a shout out for reaching 10,000 subscribers. So, and Nicole is still thrifting and hauling vintage, only she's doing it with the online marketplaces. So she's making this quarantine work for her. So kudos to Nicole for reaching the 10,000 milestone, a subscriber milestone. Yes, Susan, great one. That's what you need to do right there. Also, kudos to Kenya at Kenya's Decor Corner for reaching her 20,000 subby milestone. Stephanie at Thrifting Adventures reached her 1,000 subscriber milestone. And then, Designs by V. Now, V hasn't been with us for a little bit, but you guys remember Designs by V. I think she's our Caribbean friend. And she was afraid to go live, and she started going live, and now V is going live like a pro, and she's cooking live. So now virtual dinner parties, you might want to check her out, because this girlfriend cooks up some food live, and she does Caribbean style cooking. So, and that is no small feat to be cooking like that live on YouTube. So Designs by V gets a shout out tonight. We also give a shout out to Saving with Miss D, because she jumped in on the beta trend, video every day in April, and she's been videotaping every day in April. The last time I looked, she was at the video number 25, and today is the 26th, so she's doing well there. So virtual dinner party here, I will write that one down, and these people that I'm giving shout outs are listed in the description box. But this is our Caribbean cooker. Now, her value proposition has to do with clothing design and budgets and, style, but she has been cooking it up on YouTube. So there's that. And then the other shout outs goes to Grandma Sandy and me, myself, and I'm DIYing it, because both of those two ladies are doing weekly shout outs to share the love with other smaller YouTubes. So I thought we will just pass that along and share the love with them. So shout outs to Grandma Sandy, and shout out to me, Tammy, and me, myself, and I'm DIYing it, because they're passing it forward. They are sharing the love and just kind of letting people in their circle know who are some of the people that they are following. And they've been nice enough to give me a shout out a couple times. And it looks like All Things Lux by Robin has just joined us. So, hey, Robin, good to have you with us. And then the last shout out goes to Leslie at Midlife and Nailing It. She and her hubby started a game night a couple of weeks ago. And it's a name that tune kind of thing. So what they do is her hubby will play, like strum a guitar. He'll play a few bars on a song. And then you have to guess what, name that tune. And then they'll answer a question about themselves, about their relationship, like when they got married, how they met, where they like to go on vacation, and just a kind of fun kind of thing. So we saw Savings with Miss D start a game night where she did Family Feud last year, and it was a lot of fun. And then we saw Stephanie at Creatively Miss Me do her game night, what she's doing again right now, to kind of help people with quarantine stuff and just kind of, give them something to do. And now we see Midlife and Nailing It, Leslie at Midlife and Nailing It, who is also doing something similar to kind of help inspire growth on their channels, but also to engage with the audience and kind of give something back. So those are our shout outs for tonight. So I encourage you to check them out. And if you like what you see, consider becoming a member of their family. And if not, just say, hey, just thought I would come over and say hello. And I like what you're doing. And, I'll see you next time. And, like jump on and jump off. They'll never know. Oh, I'm sorry, Latanya. Yeah, and I've got the names of those who are getting shout outs tonight in the description box already. So if you looked ahead, you would see who was going to get them. But if nothing else, they will appreciate the views because they're small YouTubers as themselves. And then the last thing we want to talk about is our upcoming collabs. And I really don't have very many, but in April, we've got the ongoing Family Feud night hosted by Creatively Miss Me with Stephanie. And it's Monday and Wednesday nights at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And it's just for the month of April. So we've only got about another week and then she'll be done with that. Another ongoing April collaboration is the Friend Friday DIY with Heidi Sonboul. And she does this every Friday. She teams up with a bunch of friends and she shows off new DIY projects. Now, I mentioned this last week, but I'm going to say this again to make sure that everybody hears it. If you see a model and the model is working, adopt it and tweak it to fit what you do. So now if I see Melissa Maker on Clean My Space do a Clean My Toilet video or a Clean My Dryer video, I'm going to make a Clean My Toilet or a Clean My Dryer video. But I'm going to put my own tweak on it. It's going to be the way Denise does it, not the way Melissa does it. So it's still going to be different. So nobody's going to be mad at you. And if they are, too bad. Make the video if it makes sense for you. So if this particular model of the Friend Friday DIY, I think that makes a lot of sense for several of you people on here. I'm just saying, for you DIY people that are on here, this Friend Friday DIY, where you have a lot of people jumping on every Friday, showing off a DIY project, that can't help but grow your channel. So I encourage you to take a little trip over to Heidi Sonboul and look at what she's doing. Heidi's model is working. Heidi had about 5,000 subscribers this time last year. I may be off a little bit, but she certainly didn't have as many as she has now because she would take a hiatus and then come back, take a hiatus and then come back. So yeah, she examined her model. She does a room of the month with a new host every month. She does small makeover projects with a different co-host every month. And now she's doing this Friend Friday. So she's bringing in all these different people from all these different circles and getting new eyeballs on her channel. I'm just saying, if the model fits or works, use it. So May 8th. Oh, let me see. Did I finish those? Okay. All right. So now the one that just dropped was the April 25th Lavishly Yellow Tablescape hosted by Diva and Marilyn. And I have not looked at those videos yet, but as I was searching for other things, they just kept popping up, all this beautiful yellow. So it looks like you guys had a lot of good participation in that. So I am so glad. So there's that. And then April 28th is an open invite, Crafted 3 Ways, hosted by Kat at According to Kat and Casey at Coffee with My Sunshine. Look at the videos for full information, but today is the 26th, so there's a couple of days if you were interested. But you craft something 3 different ways. It's like you use a new craft product and you use it 3 different ways. Yeah, Diva, I tell you what, you said you guys had way over 40 plus in the videos, but like every time I would be searching something or my feed would pop up and I saw yellow, 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 and I love yellow. So it was just beautiful. So I'm like, they got good participation in that. So way to go. And then April 5th, I've got the Cinco de Mayo open invite for the Cinco de Mayo Tablescape, hosted by If It Ain't Cheap, I'm Not Buying It, and Erica at Love Is the Main Key. So look at their videos for full information. And then I guess I did miss this one. May 8th is the Upcycle Your Stash Open Collab. So what does that mean? Upcycle your stash. What do they need to do? And is your invite video up? Upcycle Your Stash is by All Things Lux by Robin. And guys, what else have I missed? On April 29th equals the Sister Circle Quarantine Cooking Collab. And then also April 29th is Rachel at Sweet and Simple's Homes One Box Challenge. And I think I've lost a few, I've left a few off. I'll have to get my other notes out and check those. But Marilyn said they hit 50 participants and she got 40 new family members. And see, that's what happens when you do a nice collab. You can get new family members, so that's good. Oh, and then Carol, I forgot the I Love Thrifting. I got that down here too. The I Love Thrifting collab on May 3rd. The I Love Thrifting. And that is hosted by our very own Carol at My Blessed Nest. This is her first collaboration. And what she wants you to do is share either when you started thrifting, why you started thrifting, what you like to thrift, where you like to go. If you want to share some items that you thrifted, she gives you free license to do whatever you want. She does not expect you to go out thrifting because you have to do whatever you're doing at home because we're all under stay-at-home orders. So yeah. Yeah, Robin, I know that it's saving with Miss V. So good with her that one. And then Nicole is the May 1st Get It Done Challenge. You know, I don't have the right notes. That list that I copied and pasted tonight, I don't think I got all of them. But the May 1st Get It Done. Nicole, tell me a little bit more about that. But May 1st, Nicole Northgarden has her Get It Done Challenge, where you are encouraged to get a project done that you've been working on and then share it. So tell us a little bit more about that. And am I missing any more? Yeah, Lady Phoenix, they got 50 in there. So I knew they were getting a lot on that one. So on the Get It Done Challenge, this, I think, Nicole, isn't this the second time you hosted this? And that was kind of nice the last time because maybe there was a project that you've been working on that you just kind of needed to finish up. So it was like, get it done. And this particular collaboration kind of or challenge forced you to do that. So yeah, good idea. Carla, I got the Miss V challenge. If it's the one with her and All Things Lux by Robin, I've got that one. And that particular one is, where did I write it down? Upcycle your stash. But Robin is going to tell us what they mean by upcycle your stash because I'm not sure what that means for this one. And Nicole says her challenge to get it done is basically if you've been meaning to do it or try and get it done. So yeah, the get it done is something you've been meaning to do or working on, and you're going to finally get it done. And then Shanji at Living Life to the Fullest on May 16th. Is hosting a challenge with Tammy and Me, Myself, and I'm DIYing it. Oh, and Marilyn. A Saturday brunch tablescape. I've got the cutest little vintage cookbook. Nicole, you would love it. And then, oh, May 8th is the Mother's Day styling coffee table. Yeah, you know what? I think I have all those on last week's show, and I'm not sure why those didn't save on this one. But the Mother's Day coffee table styling, I remember seeing those. But I'll get all those in the description box for this video, but it probably won't happen until tomorrow. But you can come back to this video and look in the description box, and all these collabs will be in there. The Mother's Day coffee table styling with All Things Lux by Robin and Diva. So those are all the ones that I have. Thank goodness tonight we didn't have a problem with buffering, at least not as far as I could tell. So good night, Penny. Did you get the playlist sorted out that you wanted? Did you get the playlist set up for your collaboration and get those taken care of? And I saw your video today too, your worship video. It was very nice. Oh, the May 23rd Summer Lantern collab with Kenya. Okay. Good. Yeah, no issues with buffering tonight. I don't know what's been going on. Do you guys have any questions about our collaboration that's coming up? First video drops on Wednesday. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing what all you guys are making too. Well, all right then. I think we've covered our topic, so we should wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed our discussion. I will see you next week, same time, same station. Well, no, I'll see some of you on Wednesday when I drop my video. All right, so good night, ladies and gentlemen. It was good to have you with us. Can I get a circle up before everybody leaves? I learned how to do it. So can everybody give me a circle up? There was a question. What is the YouTube mix that keeps popping up? Oh, okay. So Carol has a question about what is the YouTube mix that keeps popping up? And Carol, I've been seeing the same thing. I don't have a definitive answer on that, but this is what I think. I think YouTube is doing that. I think YouTube is mixing a collection of our videos and putting them in one spot so that if a viewer wants to just click on that and watch a bunch of our videos in a row, they can, because that looks like it's being generated from YouTube. So Scott and Karen and Susan and Shanji, in case you're wondering, like, what is this circle that you're seeing? When we say circle up, that means the sister circle is closing the gap. We are circling up. We are taking care of business. We are leveling up our talents, our whatever it is that we're doing by 1% on YouTube. So yeah, Diva, you got the same understanding that I do, that YouTube is putting this together. So it's not some nefarious third party. It's YouTube that's kind of pulling things into a playlist for our viewers. So if our viewers want to click on that, they can. Well, all right. All right, ladies, good night and gentlemen.